Well, hi everyone. Aren't we all looking festive? Look at this. I love your mask, Trina.
I'm ready to go Christmas shopping.
Yeah, you better. You should maybe need double layer right now because it's pretty crazy out there. But Lana, with your all sparkling, your lights going off on.
My lights.
Yeah. Well, welcome everyone to Real Estate with Gwen Price. And of course, I've got with me Trina Tallon and Lana Watier. And we're just going to talk about, I mean, this will be the last one of this year, 2020. And what a year. I don't even, it's hard to believe we're already in December because it just seemed like it was, I don't know, it's just going to be so painful. It has been, but here we are.
The weeks seemed to go by really slow, but then the year just went like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they were having a recap of COVID and the whole thing in January of last year and this year, and I was like, I can't believe that was a year ago. Like
I know.
It's been a long and short year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, and real estate has been crazy. It still is a seller's market, and we have still, I was just saying, the listings are down about 9%. The number of sales is up 6%, and we're up slightly again on our average sale price. So we're up from last year, we're up about 12%, but I was just saying too, like it's only gone up incrementally the last couple of months. We're not flying up like, 5%. It's just a fractional increase from the previous month, but it's still an increase and it's still a seller's market.
Well, yeah, we're still seeing the multiple offers and things like that, and things are going, a little bit over list like they have been. But you still do see the price reductions that are coming out. Like not everything is selling. People are if you're $100,000 overpriced, you're $100,000 overpriced.
Yeah.
So we're still seeing some price reductions come through. Things that are sitting on the market a little bit longer. If you're on the market for 2 weeks and you don't have an offer, then the problem is the price at this point.
Yeah.
The things that are priced right or aggressively are selling right away. But
in most areas, most price ranges, it's still a seller's market. And I actually pulled out like the price range that was the hottest so far, of course, is 250 to 300,000. That was 19% of the sales. And from 200 to 350,000, that was 49% of the sales. So with that average sale price of 330-ish, anything either side of that is pretty busy, and lots of first-time buyers.
That's been for a while though. Like the 250 to 300 price range has always been an active price range for the last 5 years. I think it's been the most active, and that's most first-time home buyers are in that price range.
Yeah. Are you, Trina? Are you dealing with lots of first-time home buyers? Because it's pretty tough for them right now.
Let me look at my list.
Yeah, like I found the first-time buyers that I've been dealing with, some of them are just, they've just been beat up too much, and they don't want to be in this kind of craziness, so they're kind of sitting it out.
I find that a lot of the first-time home buyers that I'm dealing with are having a lot of anxiety over the prices that they're having to pay for their first house.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to go 40, 50, 60,000 over the list price for them. I mean, they've never experienced it, right? And it's not something that happens all the time, but it certainly is happening this year. And that's a pretty scary thing to go over that amount to get your first house.
Yeah, it is for sure. And for qualifying, I'm sure Trina can speak more to this, but when you're in a competition and you're $30,000 over asking, that throws a whole another wrench into the finance approval system, right? I mean, your appraiser has to justify that price, and sometimes they can't. It's not always the price we're willing to pay. It's the price that the bank is going to finance, and there's a big difference between $250,000 house and a $300,000 house. Like that
For sure.
50,000 is a big stretch in some instances. So
That's right.
So
Also dealing with a lot of, I was telling Gwen earlier, a lot of folks that are having marital breakdowns. And so it's been a difficult year for a lot of folks. And like I've always said in the past, if you are going through a split, you want to do something about the matrimonial home or purchase another home, give me a call first so that we can get to going down the right direction. Because just last week we had to have a separation agreement completely rewritten because the way that the clients wanted to divide assets weren't exactly going to work based on what they owed and did not owe on the property. So luckily enough, everybody was open enough to having the changes made, but it's always good to communicate with the mortgage person first.
Well, absolutely. Especially if you're, forced to go into a competition, if these two sellers or buyers, different outlooks and stuff, if, you don't want to get it yourself or your buyer into a jackpot where, those take a little bit longer than the requisite 5 business days or 7 business days that we're given to work with usually. So,
Well, and for some, it's maybe not possible to, you split up, you may not be able to buy another house, just the way your finances are, right? It might be the end of the road, or whether or not the spouse can take over the matrimonial home, one spouse. So
for sure.
A lot to think about. Yeah.
Always talk to your mortgage person first.
Yes.
Exactly.
I think that's been the theme of a lot of our
every month
throughout the whole year is talk to the mortgage person first. If there's anybody, if you're going to take away anything from all of these conversations, is number 1, talk to the mortgage person, and number 2, use a realtor that you trust.
Absolutely.
Well, there's, yes, because that's your most valuable asset. Yep. And sometimes it gets treated as if we're talking like $2.99 instead of $299,000, and it's an important thing. And mortgages, if you're breaking a mortgage, it's not just you're breaking the mortgage and paying it off. There could be discharge penalties and other things that come into play.
That's been a big, it seems to be refinances. A lot of people will come to me now because of the lower rates, and they want to look at getting out of their current mortgage early, either doing an early renewal or like a complete refinance. So when I take a look at people's financing, I'll put up a bit of a cost comparison as to why they should take out a higher mortgage amount and actually do a refinance, because the rates are still super low refinances, versus just switching and doing the same mortgage amount when they're carrying anywhere from like $5,000 to $40,000 in credit card and line of credit debt, and even vehicle debt where there's interest financing happening. That they bought the vehicle a couple years ago and the financing is like 8.99%, and they have $10,000 left on it. Because the trick of it is a lot of folks think that, oh, I don't want to have to take 25 years to pay off, my car loan now. They can do prepayment. They have prepayment privileges where they can increase their payments. So, and they can also do lump sum payments. So if you had a $500 a month car payment, you could just tack that onto the mortgage and keep paying it. And that'll reduce the interest really quickly, but it's still saving you interest because you're not paying that higher interest rate.
And those extra payments, Trina, do those come directly off the principal? So if I have $1,000 mortgage payment and I want to increase that, that's my principal and interest, and I'm going to increase that to $1,500 because that's my $500 car payment. That $500 comes off of the principal amount, does it not?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, in the long run, you're saving on interest either way.
Well, and they can talk to you anytime. They don't have to wait until they're in a crisis or they're thinking about buying a house. They can plan. So maybe right now isn't the right time, but maybe 6 months from now is the right time, and you can kind of guide them what's the best thing to do or not do. Like, don't buy major things if you're thinking, you know, you're going to be buying a house. Don't buy that truck or car or whatever. Go on that. Well, of course, nobody's going on vacation right now anyway, but there's things that you can help them plan towards their goal of buying the next house or buying their first house.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm pretty optimistic for 2021. What do you want Santa to bring you?
Freedom.
Freedom, yeah. Well, we're keeping our fingers crossed about all this vaccine stuff, and you know, I feel so bad for so many business owners. I know they're struggling out there, and you know, if we can support local, great. You know, and thank goodness Sudbury's doing a lot better than a lot of other places. It's because we're doing okay here, you know.
Oh, for sure.
It's tough. It's tough for a lot of small business owners. And that's what my wish is, that, you know, we can get through that and get through to the other side of all of this. And
well, we're finally on the backside of 2020.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic as well, Gwen. I think 2021 is going to be a good year. You know, I think that optimism, if you think it's going to be a good year, then it will be a good year. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
I'm looking forward to 2021, and
yeah.
I think everything's gonna.
Yeah, COVID changed people's mindset a lot. I found this year toward for what they wanted. I found a lot of people wanted to be out in the, you know, out, have more freedom, more space, more whatever, you know, because they were in their house so much, I guess, and they just wanted, you know, it created a demand for some other properties that might not have been in demand maybe the year before. But so it's always there. It's going to be kind of in the back of our minds all the time. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. I always do look forward to the beginning of the year. You know, in real estate, you're kind of starting from zero again. But
Yeah,
it's I'm always excited for January. I don't know why, but it's like it's almost like spring. It's like a fresh start or something. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. But for some people, it's a pretty tough to get through these holidays.
For sure.
I know we're not going to be with our, you know, it's going to be our little small group. It's not going to be with our grandson and daughter and her husband, but thank God we've got video chat now. Everybody's doing Zoom or some other type of video with family, just so we can get through this, because I think that's probably the hardest thing for people right now. It's just not being able to be together with friends and family, and you know, at the drop of a hat, go out for coffee, go out for a drink, whatever. Right now you can't do that. So
that's why it's really important to like where you live.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
right. Well, because if you're that's what I mean. I think COVID has really sort of driven that home. Yeah. You know, that home does matter, and having a tangible asset matters. You know, you can feel and touch your home. It's not like, you know, sitting in a bank account, all that money. You've got something that you're working towards. So yeah. Well, thank you. It's been an interesting year. And we'll talk to you again in January, and I wish you both Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and
to you as well, Gwen. And
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to
and
everybody.
to your families and
Stay
everybody
safe,
out
be
there.
healthy.
Yeah,
Cheers.
for sure. Thanks. Take care, ladies. Bye-bye.
Take care.